Hey, welcome back to the 5 Pillars of Business Success for Startups. Now, in the last section, we're on Pillar 2, the customer experience. Last section, we really dug into why versus what, meaning that customers purchase why, they don't purchase what. As weird as that may sound, they purchase the customer experience, they purchase the experience of buying a product or service from your business. They don't necessarily choose your product or service. Has to be good quality your product or service, but that's not the tipping point. The tipping point is the experience. Here we're going to define what the customer experience is, discuss its characteristics, and we're going to dig in a little bit more, obviously, into Pillar 2, the customer experience. So let's define the customer experience. What is the definition of the customer experience? For purposes of the 5 pillars in business success, customer experience is the summation of everything your customer and community know about your experience, about your business. That's the customer experience. Summation of everything your customers and community know about your business, and they can recall at any given time. That's the definition of the customer experience. Very abstract, but it's something we create. Okay? I hope that makes sense. It's going to make sense by the time we're done. Let's talk about the experience of these characteristics. The experience characteristics. Let's talk about the characteristics of an experience. Experience is very abstract. It's very difficult to describe. However, we're all having them. Right now, you're having an experience of, what in the world are you talking about, Brett? That's experience. Okay? It's a summation of everything at this present time that you know. You're having an experience now, but later you will reflect on what happened now, and hopefully you will have a better understanding of this thing we call an experience. And you reflect on it later, and you recall, and a summation of everything you know about what is happening or what has transpired through this 5 pillars product will become, or the 5 pillars boot camp, I should say, will become the experience of the 5 pillars. It's an evolving, continuous process. The same thing happens with your business. Very difficult to describe. However, it involves all senses and memory. Now, can you believe, there's a show that I used to study philosophy a good bit, and especially philosophy of mind. It really ties in good to marketing. Okay. It involves all senses and memory. It's partly analytical. It's partly logical. Okay, we want to be logical creatures. We're human. We want to be logical. So it's partly intellectual, but I tell you what, it is largely emotional. Experience creation is in many cases a lot more emotional than logical. That's really wild, isn't it? It's also very subjective. Subjective, largely subconscious, meaning we're not quite sure how it was created, but we often rationalize later. Okay? Now, it comes into purchase products. Oftentimes we'll purchase something, any particular product, and we will rationalize that purchase decision later because we really don't understand exactly why we purchased that product or service. You can think, like, at different times when you've got mad or did something, for whatever reasons you recall on it, you really don't know exactly why you behaved in a certain way. However, you're going to create a reason for it. Okay? We have to rationalize our behavior. It's also, I'll go back up here, it's subjective, meaning that 2 people can have the same experience or the same objective reality. They may encounter the same objective reality, same set of circumstances, however, interpret that reality completely different, meaning what? They've had completely different experiences with regard to that objective reality. So it's very subjective, okay? For businesses, it involves every point of contact with your community, gatekeepers. Now, gatekeepers are where you're going to learn a lot about. If you know what a gatekeeper is an individual or group of individuals who also have access to or also serve in a non-competitive manner the same customers that you serve. They're very important to create a very important to business success. We'll discuss them a lot more as we go through the 5 pillars. Gatekeepers, prospects, and customers. Every point of contact, direct contact, indirect contact, everything creates a perception that leads to an experience. Here we go. It's created by a chain of perceptions. Okay? Individual perceptions that go through the senses and mix with memory. We'll have a little illustration for this in a little bit. But chain of perceptions regarding your business, created by a chain of perceptions regarding your business is what constitutes the experience. Another characteristic of the experience, it is fleeting. Okay? Positive experience is fleeting. You could have the best experience somewhere, and within a few days or a few weeks, you've already forgotten about it, unless someone asks you about it, possibly. You're probably not going to go out of your way to tell everybody about that great experience you had. And it better be really good if you tell anybody. You think about it. If they don't ask you about it, you're not going to go out of your way to evangelize for a particular business, okay? Because positive experience is fleeting, so it better be really good. However, and this is what you hear so often, I hope you already know this because you should, negative perceptions. You notice here I have experience because experience is a chain of perceptions. Perceptions. Negative perceptions can ruin a couple negative perceptions can ruin a whole positive experience because negative perceptions are more powerful than positive perceptions. At least three times. And you can find it anecdotally when you talk about it, you're going to hear it, it's a fact, it's an anecdotal fact. But if you have a negative experience somewhere, you're going to make sure you tell somebody about it. You're going to go out of your way to tell somebody that you had a horrible experience at so-and-so's business, you had a horrible meal somewhere. And part of that is the way, this is the boot camp, I can't go really deep into it because we just don't have time, but a lot of it is why we're hardwired. So it goes into your fight, flight, survival mechanism. Throughout history, negative perceptions have helped us survive a lot more than positive ones. I believe that's one of the reasons that negative perceptions are so much more powerful than positive ones. Now these negative perceptions, however, they can be steered. They can't be undone, however. Oftentimes you can take that negative energy if a customer has a bad experience, and you can completely flip that and turn that negative energy into positive energy with the same amount of power, but it becomes positive if you know how to handle that negative experience. It's amazing. Okay. Experience is always created. More characteristics. Always created. It's created whether you want to create it or not. Your customer is going to have an experience, whether it's good, bad, or indifference. It's always created, whether you want to or not. Experience starts far before the purchase process, before the purchase takes place, and it continues long after. Whether you choose to influence that experience or not, that's up to you. You're the owner. Successful owners, however, know that a positive customer experience is an intentional creation. Okay? Now, we just went over the characteristics. So let's go through my very quick and cheesy example of how experience is created. As I said, in a much longer courses, longer seminars, we really dig into this deeper in a lot of psychology of creation. But this is going to tell you what you need to know. Remember, it's a summation of everything customers and communities know about your business. So there you go. It's you or your customer or a human being. Pick a human being. You notice how big the heart is? There's the head, there's your body. Okay. Information enters the senses. All the senses, but it goes to your brain. Smell, touch, seeing, hearing, whatever, taste. Information enters the senses. Thoughts and feelings blend. This could be word of mouth. This could be someone talking about your business. This could be anything. But thoughts and feelings blend. Now, from these thoughts and feelings, a perception is created. Perception is like a single snapshot of an experience. It's like a single couple frames or a frame in a movie, okay, old-time movie. Or pause in a video and then go on to the next one. However, that's a perception. However, these perceptions, over time, they keep the lap. They create the movie. Perceptions create the movie about your business. Flow of perceptions create the experience. There you go. Now you know how experience is created. Congratulations. All right. Now here is the globe. This is your experience. This is the summation of everything your customers and community know about your business. Now let's break this down into three different types of businesses. Let's talk about a service business, service experience, retail experience, and then a product like a manufacturer experience. How important they are to each one and where the experience comes into play. Again, it's going to be applied to different levels. Experience is always created, but it has different levels of importance and different types of products. Trying to figure out how deep I can go with this, but still have a boot camp because we're limited on time. So let's just talk about service business to start off with. Okay, service. Now, for a service business, experience beyond the item purchase is far more important because the product or service is really the quality of a product of a service. For many services, however, it's very difficult. The quality is very difficult to evaluate or ascertain. You don't know, like our tax business. You don't know if you're getting a good tax return or not unless you get audited and you find out something's wrong with it. You go to the doctor. You don't know if it's a good doctor or not. If someone might have told you it's a good doctor, maybe you don't die. That's a good thing. But you really can't evaluate the quality of that product or service. If they cure you or something, that's great. You got cured. However, but as you're going through and having the experience, you can't tell the difference. Same with a plumber. You don't know if plumbers are really good. Maybe they put the pipes in. Then they came to fix the leak. How long is that leak not going to be, going to be fixed? If they plumb a new house, You don't know until you have problems, and over time, if you don't have problems, well, you start to think, well, that's pretty good plumber. But you can't tell at the time the service is obtained. The benefit is often invisible for many service businesses. Okay? Now, if your service is invisible, like a financial planner, you don't know if it's a good financial planner or not. You don't know you'll find over time if they are or not. That's good, okay? So you're going to cue your value if you're going into a new financial planner, or you go to a new tax preparer, or you're hiring somebody that provides a service for the first time. When you're making that decision to hire them or to bring them back, your value is going to be really cued on perceptions of value. Okay, so let's look at our business, really a tax return business, accounting business. I've been involved in this for many years, many different levels. Our tax business, HBS Tax, or Brett Hershey, whatever you want to. Now, there's cues of quality, okay? Now, what you can look at cues of quality to tell if your service is, have a positive service or not. Creating that experience. This is how we create the experience, cues of quality. That could be in packaging. We have a specific way that we package our tax returns. We've looked at other tax returns, the way preparers have done it over the years. I can tell you a few things we've done. I can tell you one thing is we put them in a binder with the holes in the back, so people could pull out and copy them. We also send PDF files. We keep everything up. We send them various copies of their tax material in case they need to send to the bank. They need to make photocopies of it. If you look at the traditional way this is done, and they always used to staple them at the top. And you can't photocopy them. Go look at an old tax return you got from somewhere and go look how they do it. They staple them to the top, and what do you want to make photocopies of it? Stupid. All right, packaging, marketing materials. What's the quality of the marketing materials? What's the office decor? If they're coming to a professional business, they want it to look professional because those are the cues of value. Okay, cues of concern. Okay, we're not going to go over the 5 C's of the customer experience in the boot camp, but one of the C's is concern, cues of concern, personal interaction. Do you care about your customers? How you personally interact with them? Those cue value. Follow-up. Are you available to answer their questions? We answer questions year-round from everybody. Don't charge them for it. Unless we have to do a bunch of research, but are you available? Do you care about them? Do you follow up with them? What about cues of knowledge? I've written articles for years on different tax issues. I've done a lot of speaking on tax issues. I've done a lot of teaching on tax issues. My website has a lot of my articles and a lot of my videos for teaching. I have newsletters. So that's just one example. It's a service business, but you've got to make the invisible visible, okay? So that's your experience there. So you can see, here's your invisible service. We use tax example, if you're in a service business, think about this. Here's everything else. That your experience is the whole circle, remember? There. This is every part of the experience that is not your product or service, okay? Now let's look at retail, okay? Retail experience, believe it or not, the products you're offering if you have a retail establishment is really only about half of the experience, and that is generous, okay, to say that. The actual product itself, the items that you're selling, is really about half of the experience. Why do they choose to buy from you over anybody else? Think about it. Okay, you must have the products your customers are seeking. So if you're a retail establishment, you got to have what they're looking for. Okay, you want to have a large selection, whatever your selection. That's part of the experience. Is what you choose to put in there. You must have the products they're looking for. But however, the shopping, the act of shopping, the experience of shopping, the decor, the layout, the where items are put in the store, how it is done. Same with a website. We're going to have a website example. However, all of this, every little thing about the purchase, product returns, how easy do you purchase, how long are the lines, everything else is part of that retail experience. Everything, the summation of everything. How do you follow up after the purchase takes place? Now, if you're selling certain items, it may not be important, but if you're selling high-end items, expensive items, you want them to come back, are you sending those discount cards out later? Are you keeping them in the mind? Are you reminding them of that positive experience they had at your retail establishment? You can see how important. I'm pretty excited about this. Okay, why do they choose you? Let's look at blinds.com. Okay, I'm not an advocate of blinds.com, but I purchased some blinds from them, and I thought they really did a good job with this experience. So I'm using them as an example here. As a retail establishment, now they're online, but it doesn't make much of a difference. You can see the principles apply everywhere. Now they're focused, and you notice they have focused on a particular niche, however you want to pronounce it, and they chose blinds. Okay, that allows them to target their customer. Go digging that a lot. They're not everything to everybody. They sell blinds. Okay. However, their website is super easy to navigate. It's amazing. If you want a custom blind, you can find that. If you're looking for sizes, you can find that. They got all the brands listed there. Very easy to navigate. Okay. They also part of the experience other than blinds. See it? is free shipping, free samples with free shipping. They have easy returns. They have consultants available 7 days a week to answer your questions. They have training videos on blinds, how to measure blinds, different blinds, how to, it's a lot of resources to help you through that purchase product. They have a blog on blinds. They got a 14-day price guarantee, which I really don't understand because I don't think it applies to them, but they still got it on their website and they have it, so it reinforces value. It reinforces that you're getting the best price. It's awesome. Okay, now, your retail experience. As you can see, your retail offering, about half the experience. I'm generous there. It's a little more than half in this thing, but what you're physically selling, everything else is the experience. Look how small the product is. Okay, let's talk about product experience. Let's say you're manufacturing a certain product. You have a tangible product that you're selling. Okay, and this could be a food product or something like that. Product is most of the experience. Okay, it's a physical thing. People are going to use it. They're going to see if it solves a need or want. Okay, so functionality, appearance, durability, ease of use, taste if it's a food product. All these things are internal to the product itself. However, everything else is still important also. You need to educate the customer about the benefits of your product. Part of the experience itself is how you educate your prospects, your gatekeepers, whoever it may be, about the benefits of that product. Get the product in their hands, allow them to use it. Get it to do the taste test. Whatever you do, that's not the product, that's the experience of the product itself. So you want to explain why the product is the best choice. Now, there's my example for this, and this is just me from my personal experience, but I use this in a lot of examples because I just love these things. This is the Times Fiber Quick Connect cable. A few years ago, we got new cable boxes at our house, and yes, we have cable, and we still have cable as much as you have that love-hate relationship with your cable company. So we got these new cable boxes, and if you have ever had the experience of changing cable on a TV, particularly one maybe like this one that's mounted on a wall and you got to get back in there and try to hook this stuff up, you will go nuts. You will be saying some words you probably shouldn't say. Here's an example. Here's the cables I had before. Now, if you've ever tried to take those off or put them on, get them lined up and put them on with your fingers, good luck, okay? You try to take them off a couple years later, good luck. If it's hanging on the wall and you got to get back there where you have like half an inch around the area between the wall and the TV, good luck trying to get that off there. You have to take the TV down oftentimes. Okay, so I opened it and I just know it's going to really be a bad day when I got to change cable wires or cable connections. Okay, so there's the old one. However, I opened the box and look, and you already have this expectation this is just going to be horrible. That's what's in it. These Quick Connect, Times Fiber, Quick Connect coaxial cable. Love these things. Love them. Screws right on, finger tighten them, line up really easy. I mean, it's just amazing. So you can tell that is the experience. Previous experience, new experience. That's why I use this example. Okay, products essential, reaching customers, communicating value, forming relationships. As you can see here, there's your product offering. Here's everything else. Much lower here. I'm about to run out of time, I think. we'll time out. So there's your product, most of the experience. Customer experience is created whether you want it to or not. Consistent positive experience must be an intentional creation. It's everything you know. You control about everything your business knows about you, right? You control about everything they know about you. You control or influence everything customers in the community know about your business. But creating that experience is really a two-step process. We're going to cover this in the remaining 2 or 3 sections of the Pillar 2. We want you to create your value statement. And then we want to help you start, at least, because this is a boot camp, start to create that experience around your value statement. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next section.